Hello guys, welcome to the mini word minicamp class. Right now we are going to do just a waiting room class while we wait for other players to join. So please go ahead and access to the room. My UID is just over here. It's the red letters that you can see in the top. So you will be able to join to the waiting room, okay? Oh, I see that I only created for 6 players, so let's do better a little bit more players, okay? Also, I just want to know how you are right now. So let me know in the comments how is your day. Right now I know that most of you are in the evening. Here in my end it's morning time. So guys, yeah, hello, how are you, David? Oh, I see. So you are David Molina. You are from Latin America, right? All right. So guys, remember that we are going to start the class. Molina, you are from Latin America, right? Let's do in 15 minutes, just to give enough time for other players to join. Okay. All right. Remember that you can join to the room. The waiting room is the one that you can see in the top, so you will be able to play with me in real time. I see. So David, if you want to access to the room right here, I will be more than happy to play with you. So yeah, go ahead and join. We can play for 15 minutes while we wait for the other players to join. Okay, and yeah, if you want to let me know how was your day. So for those that are joining right now, remember that we are just waiting 15 minutes to start the class. For now, if you want to play with me, hey, go ahead and join to the waiting room. It's the one that you can see in the top. My UID is 2769323. So feel free to join, and yeah, let's play together. I see that some of you already joined here. And guys, another important thing is please go ahead and check if by any chance you already did the previous assessments that we left for the previous class. So in the last class, we do as a homework, I ask you as a homework to create all the part about the concept and the creative ideas with the creative techniques that I show you how to do or show it in the last class, okay? So once again, guys, for those that are joining, we are going to start in a little bit. We are just waiting for more players to join. Okay, guys, for those that are joining right now, remember that we are going to start the class in a little bit. So while we start, you can join here. Yeah, I see. Some of you are telling me that there is a little bit of lag on the room. Yeah, it's because we create a room for 60 people. Sorry, for 20 persons, for 20 people. But don't worry, you should be able to play right now. Remember that you can join to this room. Hello. Hi, how are you? I see that you are just arriving. So welcome to MiniWord, Minicam class number 3. So remember that if you want to join, my UID is on the top. So we are going to wait until 6:15 to start the class. And yeah, while we wait, you can join to the room. And if you want to let me know anything in the comments, as an example, which difficulties you find with the creation of the map or the other part of the course, just let me know in the comments, okay? Okay, as you see, I'm not that well playing. I'm very good at creating maps, but not that well in playing the maps. Okay, so I see there's 3 people right now connected. We are going to wait a little bit more to start the class for now. Okay guys, so for those that are joining right now, remember that we are going to start the class in 15 minutes. Well, actually not in 15 minutes, in just 5 minutes more. We are just waiting for more players to join. And yeah, if you want to let me know in your comments what you expect for the class, what was going everything with the last class, I will be more than happy to answer all your questions, so just let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Okay guys, we left only 5 minutes more. So in 5 minutes we are going to start the class. Okay guys, so we have some people connected right now. Remember, in 4 minutes we are going to start the class. Right now we are just in the waiting room, so if you want to join, just copy my UID that is in the comments, that also is pinned in the top of the chat. And yeah, with my UID you will be able to join to the class and we can play together. Okay, guys, so I see that we are already a little bit more of people. So remember that the class is going to start in 3 minutes more. Right now we are just in the waiting room. So you will be able to, if you want to join, go ahead. For those that are guessing how the name or trying to find which game we are playing right now Warlock Stadium. You can find this map in my UID. And yeah, so we left 2 minutes more to start the class. For now, I'm going to start another match. Remember that you can join to your class and also to this room while we wait to start. Today, just as a review, we are going to continue with the class number 3. If you didn't know about the previous classes, go ahead and check in this channel. This channel is for English and Spanish, so you will be able to find also the previous classes right here. So yeah, go ahead and search for it, and we will be able to play together also if you join to the room. And yeah, just to say hello to all the players that are joining right now, we are going to start in 1 minute more. Okay, guys, so we are going to start in a little bit. Okay, guys, I think now is 6:15. We will be able to start the class now. Okay, guys, so I'm going to end it right now in MiniWord. Let's move back to the streaming. And let me search to full screen. So, guys, welcome to all of you. This is Jajo Kurt here. I am player from MiniWord, and also I'm going to be your teacher in English. So I see that there are some of you already connected. So hi to everyone. Okay, so to those that didn't know what we are going to do right now, this is a part of the class minicamp. And this class is already taking some time. We are actually in the third class for the school simulator. And today we are going to learn some basic things to get the buildings or to start to create in the scheme in which actually your players are going to be able to play the game, to do the role game with the teachers, with the students. And we are going to start this in our school, okay? So, by start right now, let me switch to the presentation so you will be able to see all the information. So, now you are seeing in my screen like the different hours that we are going to have for this class. So, just to let you know, guys, during the class, you are going to learn how to do these specific kind of games. I see that Kenzie is joining, so hi Kenzie, how are you? Welcome back. So for this class we are going to learn class by class how to create a game. is going to be a specific school simulator game. Later, we are going to create an event. So for those that join to the event, you will be able to get some hours if your map gets selected. Hi Fabian, how are you? You prefer Fabian or Giorgio? Yeah, so this time, as you see, we increase a little bit the amount of persons that can win some prizes. For the excellent hour, that is going to be the best map, or the best that you can create, or yeah, the best map in general, we are going to have $40 in effective. Also, we are going to have a prize for the best learning. The best learning one is the one that actually assists to all the classes, do the right questions, and actually create a good game. Apart from that one, we are going to have the most creative. This time we have more spaces to this specific one. And it's the map that is going to be more original, that is going to have the newest innovations in all the things that we are going to do. Finally, we are going to do some other prize for the best progress award. What does it mean? We are going to check the progress that you do when you start the game and also when you finish the game after the class, and we are going to check both difference, your maps previously to the class and your maps after the class. Finally, I'm personally going to do a shortlist. The shortlists are going to be those maps that are going to actually complete all the requirements, that will be able to be playable, that are going to have some miniatures, that implements all the skills that I'm going to teach you on the class. And for this one, we are going to give a free skin. It's going to be the skateboard. Sorry, this is a longboard, I think. Yeah, it's a longboard. The longboard skin for the part of the back. Okay, I'm just checking. Now I think you are going to see me better, right? Okay, so Fabian, I don't know which one is that language. I'm actually not very good. I only speak English, so I won't be able to answer that. But whatever you put in the comments, I hope it's something good. So, by completing, let me do a double check. I just want to know if you are able to see me clear and also you are able to hear me. I just want to do a double check to be sure that you will be able to have the full experience with me here. Okay, let's bring some color to the scene right now. Yeah, now you're supposed to be able to see me a little bit better. Yes, there's more light on it, okay? So, let me, yeah, now that's much better in the streaming. So, switching back to the presentation, and just to read the comments. I see, perfect, Kenzie, thank you so much for the feedback. Now I know that you can hear me and that you can see me. Alright, and also to let you know, sometimes I'm going to be a little bit fast by speaking and by showing you the things. So if you need or you see that I need to slow down a little bit, just let me know in the comments. I will be pending to the comments, okay? Alright, so moving next, remember that we are going to have some specific times to be able to complete this event. So right now we are just in the first part, in the first topic that is going to be this one. That means that to participate you need to assist to the live classes. So to assist to the live classes you need to assist to all of them. This is going to be the third. Tomorrow at the same time we are going to have the fourth class, and on the next week we are going to have all the other classes, okay? Important things, you will have a time to submit your works. We are going to start submitting the works on the 6th of June, and we are going to have until the 14th of June to submit your works. Very important, try to submit one day before. It's very important because on the 14th it's going to close everything and you won't be able to submit your map. So in case you have something that is just something to modify or something to implement in your map, try to submit with enough time so we will be able to check your map on time and you are not going to lose the event. Second part, or third part, sorry, we are going to qualify your works starting on the 15th of June and we are going to end on the 18th of June. Around 19 or 20 of June we are going to publish the results. So yeah guys, just take note of the deadlines. I am right here in the screen. You are going to have like a screenshot So if you want to take screenshots to have everything clear, go ahead. Also, if you want to take note of it, it's very important, okay? But most important thing, remember that the submit time, it's going to be around the 6, okay? So, by starting right now, for this class, what we are going to do is some different things. First, we have a waiting room. We already did it. It's what just was the 15 minutes that we take to wait for enough players and to play together. After this, we are going to have some objectives and some schedule. At the beginning, because the last class was a little bit extensive and was very important, I'm going to do a small recap. I'm going to take only 10 minutes for that. Then we are going to start by setting up our map rules. With this, you are going to see how I create the game and what will be the best way for you to create it, okay? So moving next, or the next part, is going to be building techniques. With this, I'm going to bring you some tips, some specific parts of the building process that we need to take care. And not only by placing blocks, I mean more deeper things like thinking about the player, what the player sees, how the player can react, what will be the best way to design the spaces. Yes, we also are going to have a map review. So in case, as an example, you want me to play some game with you from your maps, just go ahead and send me the map. Also, if you want me to check your advances about the map, just let me know in the comments and I will be able to do it, but when we reach that part. Also, we are going to start building our map, so I'm going to show you in real time how do I build the map, and we are going to have a time to resolve some question and answers, okay? So, let's move in next. Just as you know, this is the third class, we already learned the basic things about map simulation, how this maps works. Also, we learned how to create a concept, how to develop this concept, some creative techniques, and we start to doing like the planation or the planning for all the buildings, okay? So based on that, we are going to start the class. Another important things, guys, is that we are going to have some prizes right now for the class. So just by staying in the class, I'm going to provide you some codes. You will be able to climb those codes in Miniworld, and also I'm going to let you know in real time, because I see that some of you have some difficulties to climb those codes, to climb at this specific code, so you will be able to get at this code. So first we have a 50 minifins. It's going to be a code. It can be used 50 times, so as soon as I provide the code, please go ahead, guys, and climb the minifins, because it has like a limited amount of uses. Also, we have a skin card giveaway, so you are going to receive some skin cards to claim skins in the game. If we reach more than 50 views, I'm going to provide you a skin. I'm not going to tell you which skin because it's a surprise, but if we reach that amount, I'm going to provide you that skin. And also we have some mount shards if we reach more than 2000 views, okay? So, important, guys, we have a mini camp in English group in Discord. So right now, here, you are going to see like the link. But remember that also we have the link in the description of the video. So just go ahead and copy and paste at the link. Also, let me do this. Let me also place this link in the comments, so you will be able to have the direct link. Just click on it and you will be able to join. So why is important the Discord group? In the Discord group, you will be able to receive some feedback from me, some feedback from other players. If you want to show me some advances about your map, you will be able to do it on there. And yeah, also we can discuss about different things that you find difficulties with when you create this map. So give me a second, I'm going to create a link for that, so you will be able to join. Okay, so right now I'm placing it into the comments, okay? So right now, let's continue with the class. Okay, so I already explained the Discord group. Important things, guys, for this class, as always, you need to have a notepad or a piece of paper, something to take notes or something to draw, because it's going to be very important. Remember that the focus of this class or this specific English class is also going to be the creativity, so please go ahead and take a pen with you, okay? Okay, so let's start with the quick recap, guys. So did you remember what we did in the last class? For those that didn't assist, and there are new players right here, what we did in the last class was to create the main concept of your school. In my case, I'm showing you just like a screenshot to remember from my map, from the specific one that I create. So remember that the theme for my school was Graffiti School Simulator. The game genre was School Simulator. The art style was modern, minimalist, and colorful. The characters are going to be students and teachers because players can choose which one they are going to be. This scenario, or where this is going to take space, is going to be at the school. That's very obvious because we are doing a school simulator. My differential is that you can paint everything. That means that you can paint anything that is in the game, you will be able to paint it, and that you are going to have some school mini games, some specific mini games inside the school. My target groups are kids and teenagers, English speakers that like to play creative games. And the monetization is going to be made, or the money that I'm going to receive in real money, are going to be taken from paying to get extra decorations and get some skins, okay? So if you didn't realize that part, I advise you that after this class, go ahead and check in this channel the previous videos. Also remember to subscribe so you will be able to be pending to the next classes, okay? And yeah, also if you want to activate the bell, so with that you are going to get all the notifications, okay? Another important thing is that we start to check the basic elements that our map is going to have. We are going to have the space, or the scenario that is going to be the school. We are going to have a specific group of players that are going to be the teachers that can instruct the player and are going to have specific skills to provide awards or punish the players. The students, that are the players that need to play with the rules of the school, that can follow or not follow the classes, and are going to have also some specific skills. The rooms, that are going to be those spaces that the players, the students, can rent and pay in coins inside the game to have their own space and decorate it. This class schedule, that are going to be the different activities that they need to follow inside this class. The mini games that they can play inside the class. The NPC teachers, that are going to be those teachers, those mobs that are going to provide you like missions or sell you things. And finally, the special items. Hello, hi Sheldon, how are you? Nice to see that you are connected right now. And finally, the special items. Remember that we are going to design some gifts, so the players will be able to give a gift to another player, and that player is going to receive a message like, for example, this player likes you, or this player wants to be your friend. And some usable items like the paper plane that you can use inside the game. Okay, so you are in a computer. That's perfect. Remember that in the computer is going to be easiest to edit. Finally, for this process, we also do some specific part that was the brainstorming. So we do some creative techniques. The first one was the brainstorming, that was this one, that we use that technique to generate the basic ideas about your school. Then we follow up mind map to organize those ideas to have like a real view of about how your map is going to look like. And finally, we get the Scrumper method that allows you to transform that ideas into original and creative ideas. Once again, for those that are just joining, remember that if you want to check these creative techniques to create your maps, you can go ahead and check in the channel by the previous videos, the previous live streamings. You're going to find that information and you will be able to just read that information and complete those steps that are going to be very important for the class that we are going to do today. Finally, we are going to start right now with the game. So the first thing that we are going to do is that we are going to set up some map rules. So we are going to start creating the game, okay? So let me switch to mini words, guys. So you will be able to see all the screen in real time. Okay, so right now you are able to see the mini word screen, right? Let me do a double check over the real time. Yes, I see that you are able to see my main screen. So let's continue with this. For this, guys, the first thing that we are going to do is to create the base for our map. So we are going to hit right here. You're going to see a button. Remember, first you hit start. Probably you're going to have in a different language, but it's going to be the first tile, the first button, the first part of the UID in the center at the left side. Under, you're going to see all your maps, okay? So you have right on the bottom and a specific part that shows you two different buttons. Probably the colors are going to change. In my case, it's orange and has a plus symbol on it. When you hit on that one, you will be able to actually find this new menu, correct? So to create a map, don't hit on creation, don't hit on survival. Instead of that, right over here, you are going to have a tab to move to the depth tab. Why is important? Because this won't allow us to use triggers and use other advanced features. Well, this will allow us to personalize and customize everything, okay? So this is going to be the best one. Give a proper name to your map. In my case, as I'm just going to do an example, I'm going to name it as a dev or minicamp. It's a cool example. Alright guys, so important things right here. It's very easy to keep it unlimited, okay? Why you're going to keep it unlimited? Because it's with that we are going not to have like a limitations in the construction. Also remember this, as we are going to create a map, if the players try to exit from the school, we are going to teleport the player back to the spawn point, so don't worry for the size. But what actually you have to worry about is that the map is not going to have like mountains or pre-made terrain. So for this we have two options. We can create a flatland, in which case I would recommend to use grassland, or the second one could be the floating island. What will be the difference? Grassland is going to give you a floor, so it's going to be easy to build, and it's not going to take that much blocks because it's going to only fill like the 6 or the 7 first layers of the floor, so the players are going to load your map faster. Remember this, you don't touch the size, keep it on unlimited. And the second option is to keep a floating island. So when you create a floating island, you are going to get just a small square, and you can delete that and start building from zero. So that means that your players are not going to need to load the floor. Personally, for this one, I'm going to choose grassland, but also it's okay to choose floating island, okay? To avoid monsters and animals to spawn, be sure that this part has a check out. So that means that you are not going to have this marked with a check mark. And also this part, you can please go ahead and keep it completely unchecked. Now for plugin library, keep it empty. And right now, just to show you again an overview, you should have this part just like mine, okay? As you see right here, there's no other setups. So once more, fill the name, keep this part in unlimited, select flat, select grassland or floating island, keep this empty, and now let's hit on start. So your map is going to take a little bit to start, okay? And right now you're going to get the classic screen with nothing on it, okay? So that's going to be okay because that's how we are going to start the map, okay? So first part, to set it up the rules, we are going to hit in this small button in the top. You see there's like some buttons, probably you are going to have less than I. If you are not developers, right now the last one is the one that we are going to choose, the one that is over here. I don't know if you can see my mouse. Yes, you can see my mouse. All right, so there you are going to find like different specific parts of the screen. Probably is going to be in another language, but the basic things is that this menu is going to be called developer tools. You will have basic options to set up the rules of your game. You are going to have trigger sections to create some triggers, and scripts, of course, to create some codes on it to implement in your map. First, we are going to go to word settings, okay? And an important thing, for this map, you can choose the time, okay? So some players were asking me, how did you create a night game or a morning game? The only thing that you need to do is in this part, select time, and this is going to be the hours inside the game, starting from 0, that is going to be 12 p.m., and finishes into 11 o'clock in the nighttime. So 12 is going to be noon, and 6 is going to be morning. If you place it on 18, it's going to be 6 p.m. So, important things as always, if you change this, the sky is going to change. So as an example, if you are going to do as a team a vampire school, you can keep it on the night. Or if you are going to do like I don't know, heaven school, like angels and all that theme, you can keep it on mid and the you're just in the noon, and you are going to see that the sky changes. Also, some of you can implement that the time will change during the day. So if you want the time to change, be sure that this fixed timer is off. But if you want just to keep the same time all the time, just hit it on, and your time is not going to change. For the weather, actually you can have sunny or rain, but my personal recommendation is keep it on sunny, because sometimes when you keep it on rainy or sunny and rainy, it's going to be a little bit upset to have the rain. Now for generation monster, as this school is not going to generate any monster, I'm going to ask you to keep it off. With this, we are not going to spawn any monster. Gravity is very easy, you can keep it like it is. In my games, to give the players like a feel that they are a little bit more agile, that they can jump, or they are more, they have more skills to move around, I keep it on 7 or 8, okay? Don't change that much, because if you do, as an example, a 0, it's going to be very slow for the players. So check this. As you see, it takes like a long time to fall down, so it's going to be too much. So any amount in between 7 and 8 is going to work fine. So let me show you the difference in real time. I'm going to place some blocks so you will be able to notice. And let me just test with you the 1. So now it's in 1. As you see, I jump and I fall fast. So you will be able to play, but it's going to be very, very fast. Instead of that, if I change to 7, the player is going to feel like more agile. It's going to take more time to take decisions about where he's going to jump, and it's not going to be like choose. It's going to have another feeling for the player. So it's my personal recommendations. Once more, it's up to you to select which one you are going to use. Now, let's move ahead and let's choose this falling switch. My recommendation, as we don't want the players to kill themselves, as this is a school simulator, we are going to keep it off. If you move off this one, the players are not going to receive damage if they fall. Now, for machinery, you're going to select car can be destroyer to off. We don't need that feature. Now, we already finished with the world settings. Now we are going to set the map rules, okay? Always, guys, for these kind of games, be sure that you are going to create an introduction. An introduction is going to be like a screen when you start the game that is going to show you all the rules for this map, okay? So remember that also you can have like a translation for this with the translation button. For now, turn it on, and as you see on here, you are going to get this new screen, okay? So what does new screen does? It's very simple. Let me show you in my other map a quick example of it. Just give me a second. Let's move to this one. Hello, Anna, how are you? I see that you are coming from the Spanish class, eh? So yeah, also for the Spanish students, remember that the Spanish class is going to be in the evening at 6 p.m. in Colombia time. So guys, let me show you the quick example about this, okay? So, right now, when I access again to this map, you're going to see this screen that is going to show you that specific part that is going to be the introduction, okay? So as you see, we are letting the players know the rules about this game. The students need to assist to class, and do what the teacher orders, and the teachers needs to assist to class, provide tasks to the players, and punish the players that doesn't follow the rules. Okay, and that's what we are going to do right now in the other map. To set up this specific part, I'm going to ask you to do the next thing. Let's enter the map again. All right, let me switch to full screen better, so you will be able to see better the different setups that I'm going to have. So once again, click here. And right now you are going to have this screen as soon as you turn Start Introduction. So the first thing that you are going to do is to add a new introduction. When you hit on Display Picture, will allow you to take a picture of the map. Remember that that picture is going to be the image of an introduction. On here, describe what the players needs to do. So probably according to your map, it's going to check in behalf of the mine, because the mine is just focused on teachers and students. Your school could be a monster school, so you are going to have like different roles on it. But for mine, it's going to be students. And also we are going to have some rules for the students. So probably you didn't know that, or you already did, but for give colors to the text, you only need to press or use these tags before the words or the text that you're going to place. So type pounds and then the letter or the initial of the color. So as an example, G is going to be green, red is going to be R, blue is going to be B, and Y is going to be yellow. In this case, I'm going to choose green for students. And we are going to place here the rules for students. So first rule, assist to class schedule. Okay, so my first rule. Second rule, do what teacher orders. Now we are going to do the teachers. The teachers are going to be in red, so remember pounds and R from color red. Then put the name of the teachers. Okay, guys, and now put the rules for the teachers. So create task for the students. Now let's do a punish to teach the students that doesn't behave in the right way. And finally, awards to the students. Okay, remember that the rules are going to change according to your map. Now I'm going to show you how it looks. Okay, so right now you're not going to see anything, but if you leave the map and you join again, you are going to see the difference. So yeah, you're going to see that we have here like the introduction. Probably we left some specific thing that was to hit here in introduction, so this one needs to be on also to show this part. Now let's try again. Let's see if this time it is going to show us the complete introduction. Now let's check very quickly. Yeah, there you go. You have just the picture. Remember to take the right picture, not the one that I take. It's just an example. But we have the description. And with this specific feature, you will have up to 4 different images to place on here. Okay, so to add a new one, just hit on this one and you are going to have more options. For the start options, you are going to select house opens. It's very important because with this, the main player can choose when you can start the game. Please, as a personal idea or something that I always do is to keep this part, the part that says join, game in progress, in on, because if you keep it off, probably you are going to start playing with 2 players and no other players will be able to join. So my personal recommendation to do a cool game, keep this one in on. For counting, it doesn't matter. The music could be whatever you want. In my case, I prefer to keep no music for most of my games. But in your case, select whatever is better to you. Also, I advise you to keep it in default because with default, all the music is going to be in a playlist, so it's going to play it like a random music. Minimum amount of players to start the game, as this is going to be a teacher or student game, I recommended to choose at least 2 players. Now, for the game target, we are not going to give any limited time because this is a school simulator. There's no rules for that. Be sure that all these specific things are going to be in 0. The gold is going to be completely off. The turn base is going to be completely off. When the reset score, when reach a target, please keep it completely off because we are not going to use. So basically, all those things are going to be deactivated. Finally, polluted area. Don't do that because this is like, I don't know if you have played before, like these specific games like Battle Royale. This is going to be like the area that gets reduced from time to time, so keep that part off, okay? This is very important. Some players were asking me, what happened if I move this one? When you keep the play mode, that means that your map is going to be reset or is going to keep the changes. So as an example, if you want that the players can like having always like the same things, that the room is going to keep it like it is after they leave the map, select do not reset the map. But if you want to restart the game, that all the constructions, all the items that get damaged or all the decoration resets each time that you restart the game, so select reset start. And save players data, this will allow the players to save the items. So as an example, if a player has some items from another game, from another room, but the same game, they will be able to save that information so that when they access the room, they are going to keep those items. Now, for team settings, that's going to be the important thing. Oh, just a quick view. Remember that everything on this is completely off and in default, okay? So for the map settings, we are going to create 2 different teams. We are going to create the team 1 that is going to be the students, and the team 2 that is going to be the teachers. So for the students, remember to increase the number of players that can join here. For this, just move this slider. Remember to open this menu, you hit in edit next to the team, then move it like you can select 20 players. It's the recommended one to avoid it like having that much players. The team name is going to be called students, okay? And I'm going to teach you later why. But remember also, if you have a different game, you can have, as an example, if you have a military game, you can have the cadets here, and the instructor is going to be the teacher. So this name is going to be related with your concept. You cannot change the color of the team. For permissions, select custom configuration, and you are going to do the next thing. We are going to turn off this part that says assaultable. We are going to be this one, keep off this one that says summon allowed, and we are going to keep everything else on, okay? And can be injured needs to be on too. Okay, so with this we are going to be assured that the player can do different things and can discard items and all of that. What is going to do this one is that the player cannot attack, and this one won't allow the player to get like summons on it. Okay, for the initial value, you can keep it like it is. There is no need to move it unless you want to change some setups like the lives, the health, the hunger point. For me, it's going to be off. Initial items we are going to set up later, so hit on, but don't set up yet. And initial appearance we are going to keep it like it is. Now we are going to set up the teachers. The teachers can be needs to be less players. So in my case, I'm going to just give 1 teacher. Once again, we are going to just change the name. For the permissions, we are going to let the player attack other players because the player will be able to warn or punish the player. So we are going to do some items like the rule. When this player uses the rule, it will send the players to the detention room. And also when he hit the players with the start, he will be able to warn the other players. So that needs to be on. The player cannot discard the items, so the player is not going to be able to provide the rule to another players. The player cannot be defeated and cannot be injured, so no one will be able to attack the player, okay? Summon and allowed, we are going to keep it off. and yep, the player will be able to pick up items, okay? Now, as you see, we have 20 players here and 1 player right here. Moving next, we have this part that is going to be the general settings for all the players. We are going to keep it like it is. The only thing that we are going to move is this one. The one that says summon allowed, we are going to keep it off. With this, the players are not going to be able to summon some specific mounts. And with that, the players are not going to be able to cheat, to exit from the room, or do different things that we are not interested to get with, okay? For the next part, skills allowed, very important, keep it off, because with this, the players will be able to use the skin skills, and sometimes that is not going to be fair for the other players. Because as an example, the player can transform, can fly, and yep, we don't want to have the player like another advantage. Now, for this part, we are going to keep in team battle, okay? Now, moving back to the respawn settings, we are going to give the players some time to think about their deaths. Why? Because if we don't give like a punish of time to the players, they are going to be killing themselves all the time. So remember to make the death feel like it's a death. If you have nothing to lose, the death is going to lose the meaning. So it's going to be cooler for the players to avoid to death. So at least a punishment with time is going to be nice. Now, we are going to hit respawn automatically. The revival protection doesn't matter, keep it in 1 and 5, it's okay. We are going to choose respawn at the random point, okay? Very important, random point is going to be okay because we are going to select different points. Finally, for when the player dies, very important, keep the items, because if we kill the players and the players drop the items, the players will be able to, or the students are going to be able to pick the teacher rule. So that's very important. Number of life, we are going to keep it off, okay? So right now we are already finished with the first 3 setups for our rules in our map. Now we are going to move to display settings. So, first option, map display. All the players need to be visible, because if we keep this one, they are not going to appear in the minimap, in the radar, and it's going to be very difficult for the players to meet each other. For the name display, we also are going to keep visible to all. For damage, we are going to keep don't show damage because we don't want the players to hit each other. For the health bar, as this game is not a fighting game, we are going to keep it off. Remember, the health bar is going to be off. Now, for scoring time, as we don't want to have that, because as you see right here, in the top of my screen, you are going to see a number and the letter that says unlimited. We don't need that because we are not going to use it. So for this map, and to avoid the players to get distracted, we are going to just completely turn off that one. Also, we are going to turn off battle tips. The only one that we are going to keep on is at the crosshair. Crosshair is like this specific thing in the middle that allows you to see where you are actually aiming, like this one. And yeah, that needs to be completely on for now, okay? Let me fix there. All right, so right now we almost ending. For the vision, that in English you are going to see version, but it's vision. We are going to keep it like it is. Don't move that part. For player attributes, we are going to just keep it like it is. Don't move anything. And we already start by setting up our rules, okay? So until this part, I just want to know, guys, if you have any question up to the moment, let me read you in the comments to be able to see if you have any question, okay? Also, as we already complete the half of the class, we are going to start to provide some codes. Who wants to have some coins? Some specific, sorry, not coins, some codes. The first one that I'm going to provide you is to get 15 mini beans, so please go ahead and claim it. I'm going to show you how you can claim it, okay? So check the comments right now because I'm going to place a code here. Okay, and I'm going to show you in my screen how you can set up or how you can climb the code, okay? So to climb the code, you're going to close your map. You are going to access to the main menu, mini word. Let me show you the screen. Once you are in the main menu of MiniWord, what you are going to do is to hit right here. So as you see, there's like 3 different icons here, just in the top right corner. And there's one that looks like a gift. You are going to hit on that one, okay? Then you are going to have all these options. Probably your language is going to be different. But the one that refers to events, when you hit it, you are going to see this screen. Hi new players, how are you? Nice to know that you joined. And on here, you are going to hit inactivation code. Right now, when you hit an activation code, you are going to see this screen. And there is this space when you can type the code. If you're in a computer, just copy and paste the code. If you are in your cell phone, probably you need to do it manually. But once you fill the code, then also you can take a screenshot of it. What you can do is to just fill the information and hit here and activate. When you hit and activate, it's going to take some time and it's going to provide you the code right here, okay? So remember, this is going to be for 15 minivins. You will have some time to claim it. As soon as 15 people claim the code, this code is going to be off, so hurry up, okay? Now, welcome back to the map, okay? Now that we already complete the first part, that was setting up the map rules, we are going to move to our next topic. And it's going to be to start creating some building techniques, okay? So, why is important is because most of the players know how to build a map, but there are some tips that you as a player need to know. Good morning, Captain Word. Welcome back. This is the English class. Not a problem, man. It was a pleasure to provide you those codes. So, for the building techniques, there are some specific techniques that you need to know. More than techniques are going to be some tips, some cool things that you need to do to create the perfect map, okay? So, just like the last class, we defined like the schedule, not the schedule, like the layout that we are going to use for our map. I personally recommend it to do this one because the players are going to be able to spawn in the lobby right here, and they will be able to go access to the school directly and check the different things inside the school. They are going to have the classroom in which they are going to take the classes. They are going to have an interactive area in which they are going to play mini games. They are going to use the breaks. Some stores that's going to give you some extra money to you, and also the players are going to be able to get some extra items. They will be able to access to the rooms at the end, so they have to cross all the way to the interactive zone on the classrooms to find the rooms. So they will be able to know where is located everything. And some special areas around the rooms that could be like some parks, or in which players can just talk together, like you can use a swimming pool, whatever you want. But this is going to be the ideal schedule or layout. Remember also that you can choose your own. So as an example, if you can place the rooms here or whatever you want to do, you can do it. This is just a suggestion. Very important. Try this specific one not to make like a big map. Try to use like a medium one, because as this map is going to be a simulation game, we don't want the players to get far away and get lost around the map. We want the players to know where is every part of the class, okay? Also, another important thing, for this specific one, we are going to create some limits, and those limits are going to teleport the players back to the lobby when they get away from the school. So try to do like a square shape it, of course, about the layout. Of course, the buildings can be rounded or whatever you want, but for now, we're going to try to keep this area. So just as a recap, for this map, I choose this style. For choose your style, you can do whatever you want. You can choose your personal one. But I recommend it for you to search some references on the internet that you can find out to get your map. So as you see, it's going to be very clear. We are going to have some colors that are going to be inside the school. We are going to have in the middle, like some parts of the sports sections, like the racing track. We also are going to have some soccer field, some baseball field. So remember to check that, okay? So first, my personal recommendation is to get like a real plane or something that you can take from internet to know how you can organize the ideas. So as you see, this specific like a plane or yeah, like layout from architecture, it's completed with the one that I want to do. It's almost just the same. Okay, the rooms are going to be here. We can choose the classes here, the store here, and the players are going to start from here. And inside the middle, we can place wherever we want, okay? So now that you have the different references, we are going to start deploying the map. And what is going to be the first tip? We are going to use a visual reference, just like the one that I'm showing you right here, okay? Well, it will be the second step. We have to have a clear descent path. What I mean with a clear descent path? I mean that your layout allows the player to focus in what matters, that are going to be the information about the map. So first, before you start decorating your map, before you start like creating like the gardens and all the stuff, the first thing that I need you to do is to be sure that the players are going to feel comfortable, that they are going to know where they can move around, okay? How we are going to do that, or how we are going to do to close that. So let me switch to MiniWord for you to show you all the information. Now you're supposed to be able to see my screen. Yes, you are able to see my screen. So for this, we are going to start creating our layout, okay? For creating our layout, the easiest way to do it is going to be to select this tool. So the tool that is going to be the terrain editor is going to be in developer or in tools. Oh, give me a second, it's taking a little bit to load. So also it's going to be here. So just pick up this one and put it in your tools, okay? So first thing that we are going to start with is going to be the lobby, okay? So right now we are just going to decide where is going to be located everything. So we are going to just select in which area is going to start to be your lobby. So something about the lobby, be sure that it's not too much big, but it's going to have enough space for you to place the store, the initial store, and also for spawn the players and place some information. So it's very important to decide in this part which area you are going to cover and for you to decide where it's going to be the start. So why I choose this specific amount of sites? One is because the players are going to spawn in this area, as it's going to be larger than actually the size on one point is going to be larger. You will be able to place different information. As an example, here you can place a store, here you can place a message that says players to get items, and here is going to be like the door. So if the players are going to start here in the background, they will be able to just read the information and know that they can exit right here. Okay, so right here is going to be the door. When they exit the door, they will be able to see all the school. So to mark this, because we are not creating the construction yet, we are just creating the layout, we are going to select, first select this space. Remember that this tool has two different modes, so be sure that you are in the mode that is called Send Zone Selecting. You can use tab or you can hit here to switch between the modes. And now that you have this mode, you are going to select the area once more. My recommendation, count the steps. So 5 is going to be too small. If you choose around 16, 15, 11 is going to be enough size, and be sure that the one side is going to be larger than the other. Okay, so I think that is going to be enough. With that, we are going to have the first mark. To remove the floor, just hit on here on the trash can. And to fill that with the floor that you are going to use to create your map, you hit on the first one that allows you to fill the field. You can choose different blocks here. As an example, you can choose this one to set up the floor. So right now we have marked it down where we are going to start to create our lobby, okay? So if you allow me to switch here to the presentation back, we already have this area covered, right? What's going to be next for this one? So the green parts are going to be the parts that we already covered. Now we are going to create the classrooms in this area, the stores in this one, the rooms, and we are going to keep a space in the middle. As I'm going to use this like layout or these specific references, we are going to do a two-floor school, and we are going to keep some space in the middle for the players to join. So we are going to mark down that also in MiniWord, okay? Okay, welcome. Your nick is going to be Smysmec Beacon, right? So welcome. Can I call you Dark6? All right, Dark6, so welcome. So right now, we have this first part. Now, we have to be sure that the players are going to have enough space in the middle to play the different activities. So try to give enough space, but very important, as you see, I'm using the minimum settings here on the view, so the players will be able to, you will know when the players are going to see. So be sure that the building that you are going to build right here is going to be able to be seen from the spawn. So let's start right here. With this, we give enough space to the players to start the game. So as these are going to be the classroom, remember that a classroom is going to have like a lobby. Then we be sure that you give enough space to the lobby, and also we are going to have the classroom space. So be sure that you are going to give enough space to both of them, okay? So for the lobby, for me it's going to be more than enough to keep 10 blocks. Right now we have 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, okay? And now for the class, we are going to give another 10 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so we have the first one. And very important, as this is going to be a modular game, we are going to design first this one that is going to be the first class. So just imagine that you are here and there is the class. Do you think that there's going to be enough space? For sure there is going to be enough space right here. So once again, we are going to delete the floor, and after you delete the floor, you are going to select here like something to place on, okay? And yeah, we are going just to keep the same structure. Remember that you can design the floor according to how many classes you are going to have. As this is going to have 2 floors, I recommend it. In 2 floors, you can place 3 classes or 3 rooms down and 3 rooms up. So yeah, just select the right amount for you. Okay, once again, we are going to delete, and let's do this. Let's, instead of delete, remember that you can use also this specific tool, the one that is right here, number 6, that allows you to switch the floors in the block. The blocks in the floor. Right here, you need to select which kind of floor or which kind of block you are going to have and which one is going to be the new. And check this, we change also that one, okay? So, and right here in the middle, for some reason, we get this space that has actually no blocks. So for this one, we are going to fill manually the blocks, okay? Once again, just select the floor block that you are going to use. And on there, you are going to have the layout also for the classrooms, okay? So right now, as you check, the player will be able to see the start of the school, even if the player has the features in minimum, directly from the lobby door. Now we need to also select the space for the classrooms, for the stores. So the stores doesn't need to be that bigger. So as we are going to have some stores here, some specific features that the player can build or get, just select a small amount. So with 10 floors it's going to be too much. Let's select around, let's see, we have 3, 5, 7. Let's select 7 blocks. Delete and just place the new blocks here. And be sure that the player is also going to be able to check their different like stores directly from the lobby, okay? I see. So check this. Directly from the lobby, players will be able to check both. First, the rooms, the classrooms, sorry, the stores, and also right here in the middle, according um, to our here layout, we are going to have this middle area that is going to be the actual interactive area. So we already covered the classroom area, okay, and we also covered the stores. Now we have to design where are going to be the rooms and some special areas. In the special areas you can place wherever you want. And for this, what we are going to do is just take this. So it's going to be here in the end. So we are going to mark down this area, okay? For doing it, just go ahead and select again with the same tool. Be sure that it's in selection mode. We are going to choose once more 10 feet or 10 blocks. It's going to be enough for creating the rooms. And also keep some extra for giving the player enough space to also pull the lobby. Now just increase the size, sorry. I want to be sure that I'm doing it right. So yep, let's do it until this point. Once again, delete and place the floor blocks, okay? So right now we have actually the layout for our school. As you see, my school is not going to be that big. It's going to have just enough space for the players to play. Of course, around this area, we are going to place some rooms or some specific things. So switching back to the presentation, right now you should be able to see my room. So switching back to the presentation, guys. Now that we have a clear desking path, we need to be sure to mark down that the player is going to be able to see everything, okay? So now that we know in real mini world where are going to be the different things, we are going to choose that the size matters, okay? So how does it work, okay? And so that means that when you are going to create some elements, you need to be sure that the players are going to be saved, okay? So as an example, we are going to just use some markers. For now, we are not going to pull them up. So just we are going to place some markers, and I recommend it first to create these markers. Later, you will be able to replace it for the real items, okay? But what are going to be important things? First, with you can use any color, as an example, a yellow marker, a red marker, and a blue marker, okay? So we are going to use just color blocks. We are going to put the main things of the game. So yellow is going to mean where it's going to be the exit. Blue, it's going to be where are going to be the stored items that you are going to place, okay? As an example here, we are going to place the stored here. We are going to place also right here next to the door some information for the player. As an example, the rules, as an example, the version, the player, the name of the map. So what you are doing with this, you are going to be sure that when the player spawns in this area, the player is going to be able to focus the attention on these elements, okay? So as you see here, when I access to the room, the first thing that I'm going to see is the store, because I want to generate some money from it, and also the information in the door. And later, I'm going to see the door. That means that the player is not going to be loose. The player will be able to see all the things that the player needs to check before starting the game, okay? Also, a red point, it means something that is going to stop the view, okay? So as an example, you can place a wall here as an example, okay? And what is going to mean this wall? That the player is going to have the view lockdown, okay? So the players, as an example, first are going to spawn right here, and they will need to exit from here to be able to start the game. So as you see, we are creating 2 moments inside the lobby. The first one, just to keep the player focused on reading the instructions or to load them up. Once they move to the door, that is going to be the yellow market, they are going to see, like the store, the information at the exit, okay? So as you see, we are designing like a real path about how the story or how the players are going to be introduced to the game and how they are going to play together, okay? So that's very important about the planation of your polling. That's a technique that will allow you to have more players playing your game will not get any confusion, because probably you have seen it. Most of the times when you start a game and the game is like not a new game, you are going to be a little bit confused because there is a lot of elements in the room and players are going to be like, oh, where I should start? I'm going in the right direction. So once more, let me check if you're seeing my screen right now. Yes, you're seeing my screen right now. All right. So once again, I place those markets as different colors: yellow, red, and blue. The blue one, it means that is going to be an interactive item or interactive information. Yellow are going to be the exits, and red are going to be something that obstructs the scene. So imagine that the players are going to start here. With this, you are going to notice that the players are not going to see anything important, and they are going to have a direct way to know what's going to be the next step because the exit is going to be there. Once they exit from here, they are going to be able to see the different elements that compose the lobby. On here, they are going to see directly the store. Then we are going to see some information in this specific label, and they are going to have the exit here, okay? Yes, in MiniWord computer game, also use it in MiniWord cell phone, you will be able to do this. Now, we have the lobby, the first part already planned, and we have a clear desking path. When I mean at the health and the sides, it's that it's going to be very important that you keep some elements of the sides of the heights. So as an example, in this composition, the color that results the more is the red, okay? So imagine that you place an important information and the players exit from here. So if you place the important information right here, most of the players are not going to notice, okay? Well, they are not going to notice because the important information needs to be at the health of the eyes. What does it mean? Let me paint it for you. Okay, let me paint it very quickly here. Let me use the paint. Oh. Let me do like a rule about it so you will be able to see in real time how it works. Okay, MiniWord and every game are going to have some points of attention, okay? I'm going to mark from yellow, yellow are going to be the parts that are going to be seen by the players. Red is going to be the parts where the players cannot see it and actually they start going to lose the attention. And and finally purple is going to be like the players really are not going to see it, and green is going to be the ideal part. So when you access to a room, this is how the information is going to be organized. So the part in green is where the players are going to be able to see the information. The yellow the players are going to see it, but some players are going to miss it. Everything over red is going to be completely loose. So what does it mean? Does it mean that when you are going to place a sign or you are going to place something important, try to do it here. Try to do it here also, and right here. But if you place the important information, even if the sign or whatever you want to show to the players is big, the players are going to miss most of the times that information. And yeah, so that's why when you design a store, you are going to see that all the items are going to be at the health of the eyes. Let me show you an example in another map in MiniWord. Let me show you this one. So you are going to see an example in real time, okay? Hi, how are you, Luna? Long time no see. Okay, I see that also Smashed Zombies here. So in this map, let me show you. So as you see, all the items, all the skins are in this area, and you are going to have more information, but the important things are going to be in this area. So as you see right there, there is a big sign, right? Let me switch back to it. So as you see before, in this area, there's like big signs at the sides, but probably like me, you didn't notice that because the camera focus or the player attention is going to be in the first 3 blocks. So even if you place big signs, the players are not going to see it and are going to miss it. So remember to design all the information in that area. Right here, I also made a mistake making this game. Just to let you know, those items are the items that are providing more earnings, that the players bully the most. Players are not really putting this the most because first, the information is too high. Right now, I should change that. And also, this is going to result because once more, the lobby that I created here is just design it like the previous that I showed you. Right here, we give the attention to the players to the exit, so the players know that they need to go to the second floor. And right here, as you see, the information that they are going to see at first, and that is more notorious in the room, are going to be the skins. And finally, the last one, the second one is this one, so that's why they pulled more items from here than the other part. So that's very important. When you design a map, when you design a game, be sure that the players are going to know where they are going to start, or they are going to be confused anyway, okay? So, now that you know that the size matters, let's switch to the presentation back. Okay, the size and the health matters for just make your players know where they need to move. Now, the space needs to be comfortable. What does it mean? What does it mean that the space needs to be comfortable, guys? Well, that means that when you are in game, you need to be sure that the players are going to have enough space, okay? Let me show you an example of it, okay? For this, I'm going to switch back again to MiniWord. Yes, Luna, what happened is that the English class is going to be in morning in Latin America, but it's going to be the afternoon in Asia. And the Spanish class is going to be at the same time that the previous class was taking place. So that means that today, in around 12 hours, we are going to have also the Spanish class, okay? So let me show you what I mean when space is comfortable, okay? Let me switch here. You're now supposed to be seeing my screen. Yeah, you're seeing my screen in MiniWord, right? Okay. And so, just to show you what I mean when the space is comfortable, it's going to be this. You need to be sure that the space that you left between walls, between rooms, it's going to have enough space for the players to walk, to move. I see some mistakes in some of your maps that you already showed me, and is that the players are not going to have enough space, so they are going not to be able to play, and they are going to feel like they are trapped. So check the space that I left just in this one is 6 blocks. That means that if we have more than one player, the players are going to be able to move around. The class also has enough space for the players to join and to move around. That also happens for any of the classes. So instead of using one door, that is going to be sometimes a little bit buggy because players are going to be stuck here on that spot. Keep 2 doors, at least always keep 2 spaces for the players to move around. Of course, you are going to have some specific ways that you need to reduce that, but in general, try to keep at least 2 spaces, also 2 spaces up at least. Also check this, we have like here a little restroom, and we have also the 2 spaces here for the players to move. And this is very important, guys. For the stairs, always use at least 4 blocks. Because if you place a 1 block, it's going to be too complicated. 3 blocks is going to be okay also, but 4 blocks is going to be ideal, okay? It's going to have more space. This always applies wherever you need to have a lot of players moving around. But as an example, in this one, I only keep 2, but I never keep 1. I always keep at least 2. And why I keep 2 on this one? Because the only players that are going to be able to access this area is the one that rent this room. So it's going to be only 1 player for this size, and it's going to be only 1 players for this one. Also check this. Also we have like a lobby here. The lobby has at least 2 blocks, okay? Very important, guys. Keep always, as always, that you can 2 blocks of space. Check this. The staircase is going to feel cool because you have enough space to move. Here you have more space to move, okay? So guys, remember, try to always keep 2 spaces. Of course, there are some specific cases in which you are going to need less space, like this one. And I did only 1 space here to move around because I don't want the ball to have that much chances to exit from the room. But most of the map is going to have 2 spaces at least to move in front, to walk through. Check this. Also here you have 2 or 3 spaces. On the swimming pool you also are going to have 2 spaces, right here to have 2. So it's about to make this comfortable. This is another example. This is a room like the swimming pool, but I also keep 4 spaces for the player to move freely around this area without having to fall down into the water, okay? And yeah, that is the part about make it comfortable. Check this. Also this specific part that is going to be a trampoline is having 2 spaces. So the players are going to feel free to move, okay? Now, moving back to the presentation, we have the next part that is going to be the construction talks. So, this is going to be very important for me, guys. When I mean that the construction talks is that depending of what you design, your school is going to have some concepts. So as an example, for this one, the one that you are checking right now, if you stay on here, let me show you with a little bit more of size. Okay, so as you see, as the school is big, it's just 1 floor, but it's big, it's going to be imponent. That is the first part, okay? So as an example, when you do want to do something that looks epic, that looks big, that looks imponent, try to create big parts in the architecture. So as you see, the door for accessing the school is bigger than you. So most of the times with two blocks you are going to be able to access. In my case, I used 6 blocks, so it's going to look 3 times greater than you. As you see also, these lines, these like holes inside the building are going to be big always. That's going to make the school feel bigger. And that depends of my map, of your map, as my map is modern and I want to do like an imponent school and have enough space to use the graffiti kind that you can use when you are a student. I place big spaces, okay? And another important thing here, as we are going to do a creative school, I do a lot of colors. So as you see, like 3%, 30% of the school part is going to be on color. So that's how your buildings are going to let the player know the concept, okay? So instead of that, imagine that your school is going to be a monster school. Do you think that if it's a monster school, it's going to be better to build this school under the ground and do like a big caverns, so they are going to see like a city inside underground, and that's going to talk to the players. It's going to tell the players first that there is like not a normal city, that is like a dark city because it's under the ground. It's going to show to the players that if you have a big caverns, that means that a lot of players or a lot of monsters have been working on it. And the colors that you are going to use are going to show the players the dark style. So think about that when you are creating the map, okay? Let's move back to the presentation to show you another couple of tips about creating your class, okay? Now go to the block palette. And when I mean the block palette, I mean that to give your map like in Unity, as you see my map looks like it's the same school in every part of the room. is because I use a palette. What does it mean? We are not going to create a lot of blocks from different types. We are going to use like a base for everything, okay? So as you see, the floors in all the school are going to be the same. Also, inside the walls, you are going to have also the most blocks. You are going to have like different parts of the school that are going to have this pattern with different colors. Even the swimming pool is going to have that pattern, and that's why you have to create a palette. So your map is going to look much professional and it's going to have just one art style, okay? So let me show you in the previous example that I was creating. Just a second here, guys, and see. So this is the layout that we create with the attention points that I show you. So how do you create a palette for your map, okay? So as I already create like a minimalistic school, I'm going to do a different one. Okay, so imagine that we are going to create a medieval school. The first thing that I need to do is to create some palettes of some basic things about your map, okay? For a start, so let me switch to MiniWord. As we are going to create like a medieval game, we are going to define our architecture style. So first one, we are going to use some wood that was used in architectural structures. We, for the palette, are going also to create some other parts that are going to be in rock, because that was another important thing that was used in the medieval era, okay? Next, we are going to use some specific parts from the floor, as we want to give the school like this look, like looks medieval. We are going to use this one for some details and also for the floor. And finally, to provide like an extra end to your map, we are going to choose a 4 blocks. So remember, we are going to use 4 different blocks as base. And to give this medieval look, let me think about a good one that we can use, or if in the comments you want me to choose a specific block for this, just let me know, okay? Let's use this one, okay? So for this one, we have the 4th block that is going to be blocks that are going to be also in stone, but they are polished and they are going to have some images. So we have like the initial palette for or choose our map. Now, from these initial 4 blocks that you are going to start for creating all your map, get like some alternate versions. So from the wood one, we can choose another couple of blocks that are going to be, as an example, we can choose the stairs. So let me check a quick look for the stairs. So for this one, we are going to use the stairs, and also we are going to use this specific block. For the wood one, for the rock one, we are going to use another stairs in case we need to place an outside the stairs. And we are going to use another block that is very similar, that is going to be the floor block. For this one, we can choose an alternate version that could be very similar to that one. So we are going to have 2 different options to pick off. And finally, for this one, we can choose an alternate version, something that helps us to just have some extra style for it, okay? So as you see, we are going to use those 4 blocks. We are going to place those 4 blocks in all the architecture. All this style is going to refer to our style. And we are going to use it right here. So let me start building here and a specific room that you are going to be able to see, okay? So for starting building, we are going to build the fleece classroom of the fleece first part. So we are going to place the classroom here. We are going to start with the base. So most of the building is going to be in wood because it's a medieval style. Once again, take note about the sides, and the space is going to be comfortable. So I recommend it to use a good height. 2 is the size of the player, 3 is going to be more, 4 is going to be the double of the size, 6 is going to look fine because the players are going to jump and they are going not to feel that they are reaching the floor. Now let's give another one to give enough space, okay? So this is going to be the size of our classroom. For this, the quickest way to do it is just fill in this with the tool. And we are going to use the wood a specific block that we choose for starting this. Okay, now we are going to remove all the blocks inside it until the floor. And this is going to be the quicker way to construct. Let me see here. I think this one is going to be okay. Let's delete everything inside it. Okay, I think we left one. Okay, so we have the base for creating our map. Okay, now we have the first part, like the background of our building. Now we are going to start to once more design this specific part that is going to be how your school is going to look. So the main thing that we want you for the players to notice is the door. So once more, keep at least 2 blocks always, because it's going to be much comfortable to use. And to avoid the players to feel small, to feel like they are entering something very slow, just give another size. Now that you're here, try to place the elements. So as an example, we want to give some windows to the school. As this is facing the outside wall, we are going to use right here the first window. Remember that this is just going to be a quick example, guys. You will have more time to choose your art style. As this is a medieval style, we are going to just do some small windows that these medieval constructions will have. Okay. So we are giving like 2 spaces for 2 spaces to construct the windows. We are only going to keep one big window. And yeah, as you see, we have the first croquis. So right now we have an idea about how we are going to implement the elements. Right now we are going to place here the school. And something that you notice is that the first floor that we place is not combining that much with the medieval concept. So we are going to use, instead of that, this one. That is going to be more related with the school. Because it's a medieval school, right? So right here we are going to switch the floor. We are going to choose one of the models that we chose before. Let me find it out. This one, I think. Yeah, much better. Now it's going to look a little bit better. Now we are going to, from our palette, start to give some elements to the school. So as an example, we can have some windows here. All right, and we start the decoration. So as an example, we can pick this one to give some like feeling about this. And as you see, we are using the same things. But right now there is a big mistake with this one, and it's that everything looks so much plain. It looks the same color, and that's not going to be funny at all. Right now it looks like just the face. So there is where we are going to have the next like tip for you guys, and it's going to be to give some contrast to your construction. So when I mean give some contrast, is that the players notice the difference in between the floor, the walls, also the roof of the construction. Okay, so if you notice, guys, is going to be much better to give some extra points here. So to start giving some contracts on it, we are going to do this. As an example, we are going to just change the apart from our school. We are going to give to the first blocks the look that they were made like in rock. Okay, so remember that we have a palette that we were following to construct our map. We are only going to use 4 maps for the base. Of course, later we are going to do some decorations, but from the base we are going to use only these 4, okay? And one of them was this one. Okay, so now the school's going to look a little bit more realistic, more alive. All right. Now we also can think on the we can think also in the roof. Okay. So for the roof, we are going to give also a little bit of contrast. So we already use like the wood. We are going to use another material too. to give the roof a little bit of contrast, okay? So let me show you what we are going to do. We are going to use just the same rocks. Of course, guys, this is the base. Later we are going to give some details. Now, as you see, the school is going to have a better look because the floor, the sides, and the walls are going to be a little bit different. Hi, Juan David, how are you? Okay, so now we are going to have like the base, but we have to give some other details. Let me show you the presentation. Now you should be able to see my screen. So as you see, just with two details, the school looks much alive, if at least from inside. And also, once more, remember that this is just a quick example. Of course, we are going to have some details on it, but it's just like for starting the class, okay? Switching back to the presentation, guys, we are going to do the next thing. Now that we already have the contrast, we are going to do a modular design, okay? And also, we are going to keep it efficient. What is a modular design? My recommendation is, instead of designing all your school from one side, just from one point, design building by building and then copy and paste, okay? So I'm going to show you that later. Just let me give you some quick emphasis to this one. So now, to finish this, or to give some extra details, we are going to start decorating this class. So right now it looks a little bit plain, but we are going to give some extra depth to this class, okay? So right now this is how most of the players are going to build it, but if you create some structures inside their class, you will be able to make the class look a little bit like more vibrant, more happy, or more cool, okay? So some details that you can provide is some depth to the construction. That's very recommended. When I mean some depth, that means use more than one layer. And let's start give some details to the school example, to their classroom example. Remember that this is going to be a classroom that we are going to do. This is just an example for a medieval design, okay? Okay, guys, so as an example here, when you access to the class that has a little bit more of depth, let me show you how it's going to look. Let's use here another couple of rocks so you will see the difference. Okay, so now as you see, the class looks much alive in comparison of the first one. Okay, and detail by detail we can change some specific things here. So as you see, just by changing those simple things, the class is looking deeper and it's going to start looking more like a medieval design. Now imagine that you start to put it this like, well, okay, not like this, but let's do it in here. Okay, no, let's do it right here, okay? So just to show you some examples. As you see, we are given like different layers of depth to the classroom. Okay, now check this. We are having like this special part of the medieval classroom, a little bit more alive. And as you see, we are using just the same blocks, okay, that I showed you in the beginning. We are giving some contrast to it, and also we are giving just like the basic things for it, okay? So now, as you see, we already have those. We didn't use like a block inside of it, and it's going to be this one. So for this one, we can create some specific things, like as an example, some parts that we want to resolve on the construction. Also, we are not using this one. So as an example, we can do this. And let me show you now, by using only 3 different kind of blocks, how the school is going to start looking in, and that's going to be very quickly. Okay, remember guys, this is going to be just the basic structure. Remember that you can change all this information later for something that you like the most. But as you see, just in some minutes, we create like the face for the classroom very quickly. Okay, and yeah, let's do this just to provide you the full example, because I want you to check how it's going to look very quickly when you do it with the right tools. Okay guys, so now you're going to see this medieval school, and it's going to look much like a room. It's going to check cooler, and as you see, we don't take that much time, and just it's the basics. So this is an example, and we have limited time. I'm not going to go further, but what I mean when you mean to create like a colors tablets or pattern, is that you can use this to give the look. For now, we are just checking inside the school. Of course, we can provide more like different shapes. As an example, just to make the school look better, we can do this to the borders and provide some other layers of dip here. But that's something that you have to do, guys, in your end, just to give the school enough or good look, okay? So just by checking, let's do this one too. And as you see, as the school is having like different layers, each time is going to look much better. That is onto you, okay? So important things, guys. Now, as an example, we can start implementing some special parts about the classroom. So even if it's a medieval school, we are going to have like the chartboard, like the whiteboard, in which all the classes are going to have the classic element of the class. So we are going to put the chartboard for this, just do simple things. So as an example, you can use just a green here, and to give the look like it's like a chartboard, you can use those blocks to give that extra look. Now it's going to be the chartboard. Something that's left here is going to have some lights. Remember that is something that you can do it later. For now, I'm going to place it very quickly to give the class this ambience that is like a medieval thing. Okay, so let's use this one. I think this one could look better here. Okay, or no, let's do instead of that, let's use this one. That is going to be more related to the things that we are doing right now. That this one, okay, and this is going to be like the torch. Problem is I don't remember it. Right here is the torch, okay. So as an example, we are going to place a torch in all those spaces, so it's going to give the players this medieval look. And for keeping some lights in here, we are going to use a different block. We can use this one as an example. And as you see, guys, we start having like a look for our school. Now place simple, just like simple furniture to your class. Let's do some quick job on here because we don't left that much time. Let's place some basic tables here and also some basic some basic chairs. Of course, guys, you can take a little bit more of time to finish this. I'm just going to be a little bit quicker because we don't have that much time. Okay? So now for the final look for our class, we are going to give just a couple of things, okay? But let's see. So now it looks cool, but we need to make it a little bit cooler. So what about if we change the time, okay? So remember that sometime I was teaching you how to change the time. So let's do a 19. And now the class looks more medieval, man. At least inside the room, okay? So as you see, we have an example. Probably we need to give a little bit more of light to it. But for now, for me, it's okay. So for giving some lights, let's do some lanterns here. So players are going to be able to see the screen for now, okay? Okay. Now, check this. The space is comfortable. You can move around. You have your class. And also you have the ambience for creating this. Of course, you are going to do more details. As an example, you can place like outside the school some extra blocks and everything. But for now, like this is going to be the base, okay? So here is where it comes another quick tip about the construction, okay? So let me switch to the presentation. Now you're supposed to be able to see it. And it's going to do a modular design. And what does it mean? Instead of creating all the parts together, what you are going to do is using this tool to copy and paste most of the classes. With this, you are going to save a lot of effort. So let me show you how it works. You only use this tool. Be sure that this specific terrain editor tool is working on this mode, not in the other mode that is going to be the selection mode. Select this part, select all the school, and just copy and paste. To copy, select the number 3, or if you are in computer, or click on here, and then you can paste it. And let me show you how it works. With this, you can move the distance, okay? And yeah, be sure that you are going to place it just next to it, next to the other one. And as you see, we have 2 rooms very quickly. Now let's do the third one. Remember that we are going to create a 4th block school. So we already create 3 of them, okay? That's going to be for the 1st floor. For the 2nd floor, as we are going to have 6 different rooms, we are going to create another one. So very important, guys, as we are going to create another one, we have to give enough space between the floors, because probably on here you are going to implement some extra things. So let's do and place here another layer of rings right here very quickly. So let me switch to select mode, and we are going to do a 2 for 2 blocks, okay? I don't think so it's going to, yeah, we have to do a double work here, but let's do one. Let me show you here. Okay, so we are going to do 1, 2. Okay, we are going to fill this. We can use wood. And now over it is where we are going to build our school again, our 2nd floor, okay? And let's see. So now that we already have almost 3 different floors, there's no need to copy class by class, just copy most of them and paste it over the other one. So let's see. Until this part, we are going to copy. Once more, select the icons below. To paste, you need to select this one that is the 4th one, okay? Be sure that you are going to have enough space to see what you are doing. And yeah, let's place it right here. Okay, as you see, we have now the 2 different floors. Now, as you see with this, you are going to save some time. And just imagine, now you need to just keep building here like something for the players to walk through. Then you can give like the style around that area. But for now, we are having like the main buildings, okay? Another important thing, guys, is that in the information right here, you are going to see that there is a part where it says keep it efficient. So let me switch to mini-word back. You are going to see the information inside mini-word. When I refer to keep it efficient, I mean, if you notice, we didn't use that much custom blocks. I think we didn't even use a custom block yet. We are using just mini-word blocks. And why is this, and why is important? Because when you have a lot of miniatures in your map, it's going to be slower. It's going to take more time to load. Players are going to have some difficulties loading the map. So my best recommendation is use default mini-word blocks. Only use the custom blocks, the miniature blocks, for important things. As an example, if you have an item, try to use it for the item. If you have a player, use it for the player. But don't use it for the construction because it's going to take that much time, okay? So as you see, by copying and pasting, I already have a big part of my school. Of course, I left some things to do, as an example here, doing like something that the players can use to walk. But of course, that's going to take time that we don't have right now because we almost in the class. But that's something that you have to do as a homework, okay? So once more, use the different different tips and techniques that I showed you for construct your map to be able to construct your map as you wanted to have it, okay? So as an example, we can start putting some things here, but yeah, that's just up to you guys. You are the ones that are going to take the time to do it, okay? Important things, guys, just to check it again. Remember that from the lobby, when you exit the lobby, right here, you will be able to see the school directly and also the stores, okay? So that's something important for now. So moving back to the presentation, or not to the presentation, as we left a little bit of time, let me show you how it's going to look at the end. Of course, this is a different example right here, but there are some things that you need to have once more. It's going to take a little time to load. So as you see, it's almost the same structure, but it's going to have more elements, okay? Because of course you need to decorate. But the important things that you have to do, first, have the classrooms. Second, have the lockers. Have a bathroom also, in which players can access. You will need to have also the rooms where the players are going to be able to decorate and build the rooms. And once more, you can have some areas, some free areas, and some activities around, okay? Some stores also. So just to show you again the final steps, this is my lobby. As you see, the lobby is going to be at the beginning. I didn't sell anything from here, but you are going to do it. As you see, the player cannot distract, and the first thing that he's going to see is the school, okay? Once more, in the school, the player is going to be able to see the rooms that you are going to construct, but also some important things. Around the school, we are going to place like a border in which players cannot exit. And yeah, that's the important thing about this. Also for the free area, so the special activities area, you can choose a swimming pool, a different kind of mini games, depending of your game, of course. Why is it important to place this area around the game, okay? So let me show you. The players cannot exit from this area in my game. So as an example, if a player tries to leave on the school, what is going to happen is that the player is going to be killed. So place these areas around the map to just close your map. As you see, my map doesn't have like anything special about if you exit from the school. It's just something to avoid the players to see more like that. But if you get out from there, there's nothing else, just a blank area. And we don't need to design that area because we are not going to use it, okay? So in this point now, I just want to know if you have some questions, guys. I'm going to leave you some codes right here. So give me a second. So I'm going to give you a 10 skin card code, okay? So check the comments, please. I'm going to place it right now, and yeah, just let me know if you have any questions about this specific class. Okay, remember to copy it just to show you. I'm not going to claim it, but I'm going to show you how you can claim those specific codes. Okay, so if you're seeing my screen right now, what you have to do to claim those codes is going to be to go just right here. You are going to select the GIF icon, and in the GIF icon you are going to select here on events. On events you are going to have this one that says activation code. Probably you are going to see it different according to your area. What you need to do is to put the code right here, just copy and paste and hit on activated. Of course I'm not going to claim it because guys, this code is for you guys, but yeah, you can claim it in that way. So I see guys that you don't have any question. So remember, this class is happening all the days at the same time. It's going to be at 6 a.m. in Vietnam, so you need to check your local area. And yep, remember that this channel is also working for English and Spanish, so please subscribe if you want to receive the next classes. And yep, for now this is everything. I'm going to start playing some games here. If you want to join to my room, I will keep the streaming a little bit more while we play those games. And yep, right after that you can join or you can play with me. So that will be it for now for the class. Right now we are going to play. Also, I'm going to be pending to the comments, so if you want to ask me some questions while we are playing, just let me know, okay? Alright guys, so let's play this game. Okay, let's do a Wizard Stadium game, okay? So let's do it for 20 persons, so you will be able to access. And yeah, now you're supposed to be my screen, see my screen and see me playing. Okay, my UID is right here. Yes, it's around this area. So yeah, be sure to copy that UID and you will be able to access to this room. Okay. All right, let's do a Earthbender. Okay, thank you, Capitan Word. And yeah, guys, the class already stopped. So if you want to join, just go ahead. The streaming is going to be keep it for a little bit more, and you will be able to access to this room. Okay. Also, guys, just to let you know, remember that in the link you can find the links to enter to my Discord channel, in which you can actually have all the notice about the class and you can interact with the other players. Okay. Also, for the ones that just joined, remember that we have this class tomorrow also. Tomorrow I'm going to teach you how to do some advanced settings for your maps. And that's it, guys. For now, remember that I will be playing here. Right now you have my UID attached. And thank you so much for assisting.